Hello. Oh, I just had to turn the volume off my phone. Hi, everyone. Hey, I did not do my hair tonight, so I'm doing an urban turban. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay on my microphone. Hi. Let me open this up a little wide. Boom. Hi, guys. Hand pinky waving. Yes, hand pinky wave. Hello. Hi, Christina. Hi, my love. Oh, Christina. I'm going to put on some rings. I haven't done my nails. You know, I'm a DIY girl and I do my own nails and my own hair, but I haven't done my nails in a long time. So I'm just going to do some rings tonight so I can be very expressive because I'm Italian and I talk with my hands. Look at this one. It's a little bunny rabbit. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, it's like a little op art kind of situation going on with my outfit tonight. I didn't have time to do my hair. Ooh, no, that doesn't fit. No. Does that fit? That fits. Ooh, some of these rings don't fit. Little carbs. If I squeeze that on, I'll never get it off. Yeah, it's a white rabbit diamond ring. Diamante ring. Because I like to talk with my hands and I feel a little self-conscious that I don't have my nails done. Yeah, that's what I do. I live in downtown LA. I gotta got my boxing rings on. In case I have to pew pew pew. Earth and Sky. Hey, everyone. Senor Space Ghosto. Oh, my gosh. One of my favorite viewers' names, Senor Space Ghosto. Kristen, hi. Oh, my goodness. Theta is in the house. Lisa Boo, Cheryl E, Wing Zero, Lorraine Lamour. Now, that is a movie star name if I ever heard one. Yeah, I'm doing it's kind of Hollywood glitz, but it's kind of... This is like a very, kind of like, I don't know, like an op art kind of black and white situation with a red lip. It is kind of old Hollywood style, I guess. I love a good urban turban. I am a master of scarves. I do love wearing hats as well. You always see me in my fedoras, my whatnots, but you're so sweet. She said you look amazing. Yeah, Lorraine said kind of 40s 80s. I love that 40s 80s is giving me like Sean Young in whatchamacallit, what's the movie that's the amazing movie from the 80s. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I need a disco ball. Well, this is just like a little silk blouse. It has like a weird, like kind of armhole stitch, and it's a little up art thing. But sweet and sour. Will we be getting a peek at Suki tonight, please? Yes, at the end of the stream, I'll let out the monster. Suki, she's doing so amazing. My goodness, did I luck out? I mean, you hear so many stories. You hear things about shelter dogs. You don't know what trauma they've been through or what their background is. I can't believe how in love I am with her. She's so beautiful. She's so incredible. I had a whole list of thank yous last Saturday, of thank yous because Suki has an Amazon wish list, her shelter dog Amazon wish list, because I've had Blade Runner. Thank you. Oh my God. Blade Runner. Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine Lamour. I had to say Sean Young. I was like, it's only my favorite movie. one of my favorite movies. Desperately Seeking Susan, also one of my favorite movies. Jane doesn't. Also very cool name. Very, very cool name. Yeah, so I have a little welcome to In the Closet. It's an interview style show, and on Saturdays usually it's just me. Except last Saturday I did a show with myself and hi Brandon Torres. Yes, mod extraordinaire. Last week I did a live show with my friend Carl Giant. It was hysterical. I needed that laugh. I've been sick for a while and out of work for a while. And last Saturday, I needed that so bad. My goodness, I laughed so hard, and it was really fun. It was really fun to do a live stream with, him joining us, and he was dressing up and everything. Everyone, okay, so I am ready to completely embarrass myself tonight with tonight's subject. It's so silly. Yeah, so I have some water in a fancy glass, of course, crystal. I like my fancy glasses. I have some water. Whew. But I also decided to do a grown-ass beverage, a GAB, grown-ass beverage. So my grown-ass beverage for tonight, my GAB for tonight is a vodka martini. I hear some people don't like olives. How can you not like olives? I mean, I'm Italian. It's I love olives. Hi, Raw Pros. Hi, Jacques. Oh, I love seeing everyone here in the chat tonight. My goodness. Thanks for joining me. All right. So I have my lipstick, my beverage, my gab. Grab your gab, grab your grown-ass beverage. And I'm going to go through with you, maybe not specifically perfectly chronologically, but I am going to go through, hi Julie, 10 reality show moments of when I was on reality TV or a talk show or just random ass things. RAT, so random ass things. So some rats. Here we go. You guys want to hear my... Hi, Brandon said, I have a Tito's vodka with cranberry. Oh, I love Tito's vodka. I also have a Tito's martini dry, no vermouth, and with olives, Spanish olives. Olives Españoles. Brandon, oh my goodness. Stop you with the super chat. Gab Fund, take a shot for me. All right, Brandon. There you go. You're so sweet. I love seeing you. I know that you've had we were kind of messaging. You had a crazy tornado in Texas. I'm scared of all of those things. Thank you so much. Yes, you get a rat. We get a gab and a rat. And Pamela said, I just ate a small bowl of olives. Good. I don't understand people who don't like olives or pickles. I love pickles. I have a couple of friends who do not like pickles. I like everything spicy and savory and salty. I could live without sugar things. And Kristen, I saw your Kristen Grogan. You also have the cutest picture of your pup. Oh my goodness. I can't drink, so I'm having an edible. Thumbs up. Yes, have that. Have your little num 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 num. And Shelly Fitzgerald, thank you for the super chat. Oh, I love you, Shelly. I love Shelly. Even when I see your name, you're the sweetest. The Gab for your gob. You're so sweet. Thank you guys so much. So, before I start, hi, Mad Scientist. Yes, friend. Mad Scientist is my friend. Before I start, so I didn't put out a video last week. I didn't put out a video this week. I did do a live stream last week on Saturday. And I'm super, super behind on reading my messages on Instagram, my DMs. But tomorrow, that is a priority. I want to go and read all of my messages. I love when you guys message me. Send me your DMs on Instagram. Some of you have your own stories you want to tell or ideas for my show. Everything. And I'm so grateful. And thank you so much. Yeah. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to start posting again. I'm back from the dead. I talked a little bit about my health, but I don't really want to go into it. But I've had some situations and, my health was not so good. But besides that, you have at the top of the chat a pinned comment from me, and it has my link tree, and my link tree has everything. So if you do want to follow me on Instagram, I'm going to start posting again. I'll follow you back. I will make you a free emoji. I love making emojis for everyone. If you see Brandon Torres icon, there's a couple Lisa Boo, there's a couple other people in here that have emoji icons for me. And once I start my membership, of course, we're just going to add everyone. Oh my gosh, Wing Zero. What? Wing Zero. Looking gorgeous, sending you some support. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of you. You know, I'll read all your comments. If you want to send a super chat, I'm so grateful. If you don't want YouTube to take 40% and you want to send me a PayPal or a Cash App, you can do that too. Hack the system. Stick it to the man. Sorry, YouTube. YouTube has been like not cool to me. I mean, I missed like Christmas, New Year's, and then I had a week off that I was too sick to literally even look at my phone. I suffer from migraines and very severely. And there's a bunch of other side effects that happen from that, and also insomnia. So I missed a day, and the YouTube algorithm is like, if you guys know sign language in Italian, do you know what that means? Do you guys know what that is? When you get yeah, it's like a fangulo. That's what YouTube did to me. But anyway, let's get into the story. Let's get into the chat. Thank you, Wing Zero. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you, Brandon. Let's get into this situation tonight. So, I have actually been on a couple of reality shows in my life, and I think the best raunchy, cringy, embarrassing, weird moments of any reality TV is the early 2000s. Like, if you guys have watched any of those early 2000s shows, like Bridal Plasty or America's Next Top Model, and just all of the The Swan, all of those shows from the early 2000s were so cringy. And even cringier is in the 90s, the late 80s, early 90s, all of those talk shows. So last week when I was live, we did a whole, Gen X kind of gathering with everyone. And it was hilarious. Yes, Big Brother, Big Brother, Big Brother Mother. Oh my God. Like all of those shows, just so. Hi, Crinkle. Hey, Crinkle. Hashtag in the house. Or Kringle number in the house. Yeah, like all of those shows were so cringe. So, okay, I made a list and I'm going to go through with you guys right now. There's 60 people here. I'm going to go through 10 experiences being on reality TV or talk shows. And if you've watched my other videos, you know a little bit about like my past of my career before I was a costume designer in Hollywood and when I was you know, a dancer and a performer and all of that stuff. So, okay, I'm getting distracted by the chat. Sorry, my ADD. Kathy McCallie. Hello, Amy. I usually just watch and never comment. I had to let you know how fabulous you look tonight. Oh, thank you, Kathy. See, you guys, you don't have to even send a super chat to get a view here. I see you. And Kim, you caught me from Canada. Kim Medina in the house. Yes, thank you guys so much. You know, this is like my little joy. This is my joy. Doing this channel has been so much fun. It's a little baby channel, but I'm really proud of it. Okay, so some of you have watched my other videos. Like a couple weeks ago, I talked about my life as a showgirl before, you know, retiring as a dancer and becoming a costume designer, New York in the 90s, like all of that. But I made a list of 10 television moments that are cringe. Thank you, Brandon. All right, water. Who watched MTV when MTV was MTV? Give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a 1 in the chat when MTV played music videos and you remember. Okay. So the first time I can remember being, yes, Tanya, Day. The first time I remember, the first time I was on TV, I believe, was this time. And I think it was 1986. I was going to call my sister before the stream and like try to ask her, because she's like 2.5, 3 years older than me. And I was going to ask her if she remembered like the actual time. But I believe it was 1986 because I think I was either 12 or 13. And if I was 13, what was I in 7th grade or 8th grade? What is that? 8th grade, 7th grade, something like that? I don't know. Didn't pay a lot of attention in school. But I had a very... I thought that was a fly. It was glitter. Oh my God. I thought there was a fly in my house and it wasn't. It was glitter on my eyelash. So 1986, MTV was the shit. My God. I didn't get to watch a lot of TV growing up, but when we did in the 80s, oh my goodness. So MTV would go around and like get random people off the street to do like commercials for them. And my sister and I, in 1986, I'm 13, we're walking around Greenwich Village. We're in Washington Square Park, New York City. And I know the outfit. I had a t-shirt on that was a big, do you remember those like big, like 80s, like oversized t-shirts? So it was in the style of like relax, go to it. When you want to get to it, relax. Like very Frankie loves Hollywood. Frankie goes to Hollywood. But it was a t-shirt that was a big black and white t-shirt that It was oversized that went all the way down, and it said "World Peace." And I had a denim jacket that I bleached myself. I put like bleach dots all over it. And and the biggest song that year was Tears for Fears Shout. I think it was 1986, because 84 was like a Virgin and Thriller, all of those. It's either 85 or 86. But anyway, I was around. I was around that time. And Aha, oh my God, remember when Aha did Take On Me? Take me on me, I'll be gone in a day. I just made pretend that my microphone went out. Needless to say. So my sister and I are walking in Washington Square Park in the West Village. My sister's cool. Like, she's beautiful. She was pretty, feminine, popular. Like, she was like, she had boyfriends. Like, she was the shit. She was sporty. Like, she had a look. But I was like the alternative girl, like the punky, weird, new wave. I cut my own hair. I think in looking at my 8th grade picture or 7th grade picture, I'm wearing like a turtleneck, a men's black blazer, buttons, pins on my blazer from the Pop Shop, which was Keith Haring's store in the East Village. It was on Houston. I had actual pins that Keith Haring himself like gave me when I was like, I guess, I don't know, 12 or something. And I had cut my own hair. My hair was like black, naturally black, wavy, cut it really short. I had a tail. No, I'm sorry. I didn't have a tail. I had 3 tails. I like did this thing where I had like 3 rat tails that I braided. But it was all that moment. It was the Pet Shop Boys. Yes. It was West End Girl. Yes. It was all of that. It was all of that. So I had my hair that I cut myself, like chopped really short on one side. I was such a little baby dyke. Oh my God. Like, I look at pictures of me and I'm like, how did people not know I was a lesbian? I was such a little baby dyke with like my new wave hair. My new wave look was kind of before I started getting more goth and punk. So my new wave look, so I had the big t-shirt. I had the acid kind of, bleached denim jacket. And my sister and I are walking through Washington Square Park, and these people come up to us. She's 16. I'm 13. And they're like, will you announce the #1 song, blah, blah, blah. And we did. And it was on MTV. So it was like this impromptu free, like, and it was so funny because like I had no friends in school. I was not popular. I was like hiding out in the art classroom. I had so many issues in school. I was like dyslexic. I have dyslexia. Like, I was not good at school, like learning things. I would just like hide out in the art room. I did not have a lot of friends, maybe 2 friends. But all of a sudden, guess who was on MTV all day? In the 80s. Yes. So my sister and I had a microphone shoved in our face. Let me do it with this ring. And we were, and we had to announce a music video, like on the countdown. Cheryl E. Hi, Devo Whip It. Yes, with the red pots on their head. My dad loved Devo. He loved actually Devo. Yeah, baby Amy. So I did it. And then people, I don't know if it was like people in school who recognized us, but it was like random people would recognize me. I had like a weird face, and I just was like weird looking. I didn't look like my nose. Like I wasn't like cute. I was just alternative. But people came up to us all the time and were like, hey, I saw your commercial on MTV. So that was the first time. So reality show moment number one, I would say 1985 or 86. I think it was 86. MTV music video, and I believe the song that we were announcing was Shout by Tears for Fears. Fact check me if Tears for Fears was before that. Did I get the year wrong? All right, let's cut to like that weird 90s talk show craze time before Oprah was like Oprah, you know, when it was like the weird, like Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael, you know, all of those times. So do you guys know that Geraldo Rivera had a TV show? That's when I take a drink. I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing. It's like I'm just like telling all of my, I'm out of the closet. Ugh. I'm out of the closet telling all my trash. Okay. So late 80s, early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. So 89, 90, 91-ish. 91, 92-ish. There was this, a whole talk show craze. And the Geraldo Rivera Show was like one of the biggest shows on TV. I didn't have a TV. I didn't watch TV. I was like sleeping on my sister's floor in her like Rivington Street, Lower East Side apartment. Like, but I had a friend that I worked with at CBGB's, and his name was Merle Allen, and his brother was Gigi Allen, who was this like super punk rock, shock punk rock, grunge, before grunge was even like invented. Like grunge was the 90s. This is like pre-grunge. Gigi Allen was like this gritty, nasty, but very sweet as a person. Like shock rocker, I guess. This is like before like Marilyn Manson, like shock rock. So Gigi Allen, rest in peace, he did unalive himself. But his brother worked at CBGB's and I worked, yes. And Julie Moss in the chat is just saying like what he did. Yeah, he did like crazy things on stage, like the punk scene in the East Village and at CB's. Like back then, it was like after the Sex Pistols and like that whole punk scene, and then that was like the British like thing, and then the Dead Kennedys and all those like crazy bands. It was like there was a time, I want to say like 1992, 91, that was pretty crazy when it came to these bands. So Gigi Allen was like this crazy rocker. I was in a band called Thrust, and my brother today, wrote a movie called Thrust based off of the name of my band. Bernadette Lone Fire in the house. Bernadette Lone Fire. Hi, sweetheart. Bernadette in the house. So we're on cringe moment number 2. The Geraldo Rivera Show. And I remember, and you can watch this. It's actually in a documentary about Gigi Allen. I can't remember the name of the documentary. It's like America's Most Hated or something like that. I think it's like some America's Most Hated or some whatever. Yeah. So the show was called Art or Smut. Sis, when was the last time you heard the word smut on TV? But it was Art or Smut. And the guests were people like Jeff Koons, like who's like, brilliant art. There was like brilliant artists on the show. But then also, Gigi Allen was one of the guests, and it was on the Geraldo Rivera Show. And I and my friends who were in the band Thrust, the punk rock all girl industrial punk band Thrust, we would open up. We would like open up our. We would do our like opening act, and when Gigi Allen would play, and we did a bunch of shows. And so for the Geraldo Rivera Show, we were in the front row. We were wearing our Thrust t-shirts. It's in a documentary. I saw it. I was mortified. I was mortified when I saw it, but then I was like, well, whatever. And that camera was on me, and it was just like hilarious because we were like, yeah, go Gigi. I had purple hair, like a motorcycle jacket. I don't know. What was I, like 17? I was a kid. I need to show all of these clips. Like, I need to find an editor that wants to work with me. If anyone in the chat knows an editor that wants to work with me, there is stuff, like, it's out there. All the stuff I'm telling you about, these 10 reality show moments, like, it's all out there. I just need an editor to like help me put it together because it's freaking hysterical to see like baby Amy, punk dyke baby Amy. So the Geraldo Rivera Show, the camera was on us a lot because we were in the front row and they would like show us, and while they were trying to say like, is this art or is this smut? And anyway, but people really thought Gigi Allen was like, that Gigi was crazy, like he was, out of his mind and all of this stuff. But he actually really saved my life. There was so many people doing, substances at that time, and I didn't have really any parental guidance happening in my life. And if it wasn't for him, I would have, I don't know if I made it through those years in New York City in the 80s and 90s, and didn't do the drugs because he told me not to. And so even though there was people out there that were doing a lot of bad stuff to themselves, I had like a lot of friends that were older than me that were kind of like big brothers and sisters that looked after me. So but Gigi Allen did pass away. But he was on the show, he was a friend, and he actually protected me from, hanging out with the bad crowd. And he was the bad crowd. But I don't know, we're just like really lucky with that. Okay, in the same realm, so we did number one, MTV 1986. Geraldo Rivera, I think that was 91 or 92. Do you guys like, I can't remember when the Ricky Lake show was. Do you guys remember Ricky Lake had a show? I think this was further. I think this was like way further, like 2010. I don't know. When did Ricky Lake have her show? I love Ricky Lake. And What year was that? I looked on IMDb and it said 2012, and I was like, no, that's like way no. Like that was like no, that's wrong. It had to have been in the 90s, right? Well, anyway, a friend of mine had tickets to go to the Ricky Lake show in the audience. Now, I wasn't involved in the, like, it wasn't like with Geraldo Rivera. I was there as the opening band, or, you know, the friend of Gigi Allen and that whole thing, and the whole, like, I was like part of the subject. But a friend of mine and I, he had tickets to the Ricky Lake show, and it was in the 90s, right? I think it was in the 90s or early 2000s, 9/11 vibes. I don't know if it was around then. But anyway, all I can tell you is, as the number 3 on my most embarrassing reality TV moments, I had nothing to do with this show or production, nothing. I was a guest. But my friend and I, my friend who invited me, we went, and we're in New York City, and we did some like day drinking. We did some like afternoon, you know, like a little afternoon or morning situation. We have to wait in line all day. All I know is I think we like got a little like tipsy dipsy, and then get to the show. I cannot even tell you. I don't remember who the guests were, what the subject was, Ricky Lake. I don't remember like anything about the show, except my friend and I were laughing so hard. We were pissing ourselves. We were literally peeing, like holding in our pee-pee, laughing so hard because we like went and got like gin and tonics at the gay bar before going to a daytime like Ricky Lake show. It was in the 90s, right? Yeah. I mean, so we went, and we went, and we like literally couldn't contain ourselves. We were just sitting there giggling and laughing. And instead of security, you know, kicking us out or whatever, whenever they had like the reaction cam on the audience, and I know because I've seen the footage, we were sitting like not like, we were kind of up in the back and on to the left in a way or whatever, but the reaction cam, whatever, kept showing us on the camera, like on the reaction camera. So we just went to this Ricky Lake show, talk show, did not think we would ever be seen on camera, but for some weird reason, the reaction camera was on us a lot. And those types of shows, like even if it's like 2 seconds at a time or whatever. So I remember, you know, it's like people, you know, it sticks with you. It's a spirit of the trees. Hi. It's so silly. So yeah. So that was like a moment where I did not want to be on TV, but I was accidentally on TV, and people would come up to me all the time and be like, that week, like, did I just see you? You look familiar. I'm like, yeah, I have a weird face. But shit. Yeah. They saw us on the Ricky Lake show. We were like the reaction people. It's like at sports games when they like put the camera on people. Oh my goodness. Let's cut to like the early 2000s, shall we? The early 2000s, when reality TV was sketch as... I keep pretending that my microphone is cutting out. I think Ricky Lake was in like the 90s. I don't know why. Look, do you guys, you can look at like IMDb and it said it was like in 2012. And I was like, I think it was earlier than that. I do have a weird face. I didn't have like a conventionally pretty face. I had like a, early 2000s. Okay. Where am I? So living in Brooklyn, right? 9/11 happens. I'm also going to Brazil. I was living in Brazil and Sao Paulo for a while. And I had a manager in New York, an amazing friend, an amazing woman named Raquel. And Rocky was like my first manager, and she repped me as a dancer. And anyway, so she was like booking, like random gigs for me. But the people that she repped were like fire eaters, aerialists, trapeze artists. She had like just interesting talent that she would. It was like the manager that repped the people that didn't fit into any other nook. So anyway, I was in Brazil. I was literally in the rainforest, like in the middle of nowhere. I don't know how she knew where I was or how she found the number where I was, but she called me and she was like, I have a job for you. It's in the Middle East. It's 2006. It's a show called Mission Fashion, and we need you, Amy, because you can choreograph the show, you can costume the entertainment, and you can also perform in it, and as a dancer. And the paycheck is cha. And I was like, I got off my hammock. I was like, all right, I'm going back to New York, and I'll go back, let's figure this out. So, so I did. So number three was Ricky Lake. We had MTV, Geraldo Rivera, Ricky Lake, Mission Fashion. Number 4 on the list, Mission Fashion. It was a show that started in 2006, but it aired in 2007 in Lebanon, Beirut, Lebanon. But it aired in 10 different Arabic-speaking countries. So it was on a huge network called LBC, which was their network. And they had they did reality TV, like reality TV. They had a whole channel that was just cameras all over the house where the show starts, Mission Fashion, with 12 fashion models and 12 fashion designers, or aspiring, darling. Yes. That's not really your job. You're just aspiring to be a fashion designer and a fashion model. And so, every week we would do fashion shows, and one of the main producers and judges on the show was Elie Saab. And if you know anything about fashion, Elie Saab's like a huge couture fashion designer from Lebanon. So I didn't know anything about anything. And the next thing you know, I'm on a plane with a fire eater, like a fire performer, my friend Flambeau, Michael Saab, who owned Modern Gypsies, who was like this circus performer who did everything. Like he did everything you could imagine. An aerialist who did trapeze, and she did anything really high up in the air. And 2 dancers that I didn't actually really like that much. I don't really know them. But my manager at the time, hired these dancers, and we are all of a sudden shipped off on a plane and in Beirut, Lebanon in 2006. Do you guys know what happened between 2006 and 2007 in Lebanon? Yeah, the war with Israel. When I hear people talk about my job is stressful, my job is so stressful, and I hear like Gen Zers, my job is so stressful. I'm like, you know what? Your job is stressful when your job is happening in a war. Literally missiles, bombs, and fashion models and bikinis and the plastic surgery girls and all that happening. Yes. And Flambeau, who is one of my oldest friends, I have to have him on the show. I have to have Flambeau on the show. Flambeau needs a part 2 to this show because Flambeau, who is Scottish, moved to New York in the 80s, moved in with me because he was homeless, was one of my best friends. We were friends forever. He was on America's Got Talent. If you go to America's Got Talent, Flambeau, Beaux, kind of, yeah. Anyway, but he was a fire eater. I mean, the whole thing was like bananas. So I get to Lebanon. They're like, here's your wardrobe department. You're the costume designer? I'm like, yeah. They're like, you're the choreographer? I was like, yes, that is also. Are you performing? Yes. So Mission Fashion, the costume department is like 70 people. Oh my God. I have to pause. I have to pause my Middle East story. I have to pause my Middle East story because Bernadette Lone Fire. Thank you. Look at all her fur babies. Aww. So sweet. Thank you. And Theta, thank you so much. You guys, you don't have to do that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that super chat. Seriously, so sweet. Yes, thank you. I am so grateful. I'm so happy just to like be here online telling you my life stories, my embarrassing life stories. I'm like, here's the 10. Oh my God. Wait, we didn't even get to like the Apprentice stuff. Okay. So I'm in Lebanon working 7 hours a day. All of the like visa rules, like all this, like everything is nuts there. And mind you, still to this day, it's illegal to be LGBTQ. You will get thrown in jail if you are gay. If you are a lesbian. So I mean, this whole like time of my life, I had like a lot of facade going on. But then it was good for me. Like I learned how to kind of pretend. But anyway, so yeah, so Lebanon, war, reality TV show. So Mission Fashion, you got 12 fashion designers from 10 different Arabic speaking countries, 12 fashion models, all living in one house. Every week there's a fashion show, there's a pop star that sings, and then two people get eliminated. And it was incredible. Like I liked the being on camera part because like the sound guys hook you up to a microphone and you forget the microphone's on. You know, you just kind of go on with your day. And there was definitely times when I'm like, but producers of reality shows, they want you to say bad things about people. And they're these like beautiful models. There's these like, incredible designers from all over the world. We had designers from Jordan, Algeria, Morocco, Lebanon, Yemen, just Saudi Arabia. Like we had our first Muslim woman, Saudi Arabian woman as a designer on there. It was like very progressive. But at the same time, the war broke out and that was crazy because we were there. And I lived in Beirut for 3 months with 5 performer friends from New York. And we lived there in these crazy apartments. Oh my gosh. Bernadette, thank you. Theta, thank you. Yeah. And so the show is called Mission Fashion. But if you want to find a clip of it, look up this this like brilliant pop singer. We used to have like pop singers on the show and do like production numbers. It was like a different theme every week. Her name is Haifa. Have you guys ever heard of Haifa? Oh, I have to have Flambeau on the show. I'm not good at Arabic, but she would sing this song called Liki wawa pusi wawa khli wawa sa kalam la jusi wawa siki sawa salapa do 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 Liki wawa ba. So Haifa, look up Haifa. It's like HAIFA and then Mission Fashion. But that was crazy. Like, I know this is only number 4 on my list of reality shows that I've been on, but I lived there for 3 months. Like, I had a microphone on me. I was there kind of, backstage confidant. I would hang out with the models. I would hang out with the fashion designers. I would come up with the ideas for the themes. We did fire on stage. We did bubbles. We did water. It was bananas. Julie said, "Oh my God, Julie! Oh my God, I was really good friends with Chris when he was a squatter." Julie, girl, you need to message me because I think I want to ask Flambeau to be on the show next week. Julie, I feel like I know you because she just said Flambeau's name. Yeah. Flambeau did live with me in like my first apartment. He slept on my floor. We had mice. It was East Village and we were poor. Oh my God, Julie Moss, I'm dead. So moving past, we started with number 1, a 13-year-old good heart, alternative lesbian, like kind of new wave-ish on MTV in 1986. Geraldo Rivera, Ricky Lake, unintentionally. Mission Fashion. There was also a moment that kind of spread like a weird, like now we have TikTok and social media and Instagram and YouTube and things that like spread like social media. But think about before social media, things that were like popular you would see on TV. So I did a show in Beirut. No, this one was in Istanbul. Well, no, I did Beirut. Okay. I did a show. Such a long story. I did a show at the Buddha Bar in Beirut, and the manager that started repping me was from Istanbul, Turkey, saw it on fashion TV. So in America, we had MTV. And in Europe, forever, they still have FTV. FTV, fashion TV. It was so fabulous. It's just like fashion shows, everything fashion. And they saw me performing with like some showgirls. Like we were all like dressed up in big feather headdresses and we were like doing a whole thing like, and so So that whole thing happened, and that spread into me getting booked to do like really fun shows and events in in Turkey, in Istanbul. I'm like gagging at Julie. I'm gagging at Julie Moss right now in the comments. As I was hanging with the squatters, they'd all shower at my 7th and Avenue apartment. I'm sure we must have met. Julie, I'm sure like we must have met because that was like all the time that I was living there. Yeah, I lived on 6th and B. She was on 7th and A. I was on 6th and 2nd. New York City in the East Village in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah, you need to hit me up so we can get Flambeau on the show. Okay, so we did Mission Fashion, but that was like the longest time. That was like my real like on a show, reality show. And it was crazy. Okay, now let's get to something super cringe. This is so cringe. Oh, I'm so embarrassed to talk about this, but I feel like I have to. Steve Harvey. I'm dead. Steve Harvey. You guys, don't judge. Like, I'm laughing about it because these are things like when I meet friends, I will like keep secret. But this is what my show is all about. In the Closet is all about like spilling the tea and sharing your embarrassing or like your secret moments, your skeletons in the closet. So I spoke about Rocky, who was my manager in New York, who found me and got me the show in Beirut, and how insane that was. You guys, 3 months in Lebanon and Beirut during a war. So Rocky's her management company was doing like all kinds of variety like performers, and Flambeau and Michael Saab of Modern Gypsies and other people. Anyway, so I was spending a lot of time in Brazil. I would like spend the winters there. I had a lot of friends there. After 9/11, I met a lot of friends in Sao Paulo, and I was spending a lot of time there. Anyway, but I also like, as a dancer, I love Latin dance, but I love samba dancing. And I like samba, like I embodied it. Like if you like, I loved samba dancing. But in the US, like people didn't see that. So this is, I would say, we did number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did Fashion TV was number 5, number 6. So number 6 on my list, the Steve Harvey Show. This is probably the most cringy, most embarrassing, cringy reality TV show moment. This is like from 1986 to now. So, you know what? In New York, when you're in your 20s, you're like, a buck is a buck. I was doing my thing, whatever. I was doing extra work. Like I did extra work as like a background actor because I was a dancer. I mean, I went to dance school. I was a professional dancer. I was an extra on like Sex and the City and like other shows and movies. If you look at my IMDb and you see all these movies I'm in, I'm like, stop. I am not an actress. Trust. I cannot act a lick. Acting? No. But I can dance. And so Rocky booked me on the Steve Harvey Show, but it was called Steve Harvey's Big Time, I think. It was like a, you know, like a whatever. like a a little variety show, I want to say. But the judge is for this variety show of Steve Harvey's Big Time was like, you ever hear that lesbian Omarosa? Yeah, she was on like The Apprentice. Omarosa, if you ever see this girl, I know you. She was trying to hit me up like a couple of times. I ran into her a couple of times at different events, and I'm like, she was also on, The Apprentice. So I feel for you, Omarosa. But she was like really into me. I didn't win, but my shtick on the show was to samba dance while making pancakes. Okay, so how did I do that? So I'm on the Steve Harvey Show. There's people who are like, it's like kind of like an America's Got Talent, but like super low budge, like super, super low budge. And I mean, it was so cringe. I can't believe I'm talking about this to the interweb. And so, yeah. So my thing that I came up with was, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, I love you guys. Like, I love the people who are here watching me. I love you, and I am like sharing my guts with you because this is so embarrassing. And this shit could be like found out. Like, you can Google this shit and see it. It's so embarrassing. But I'm like, okay, it's kind of like rewarding to. It's like relaxing to like let it all out. Steve Harvey, Big Time Show. They were like, what's your special thing? And my manager, Rocky, was like, well, you're like an amazing samba dancer. Maybe you can do something with that. And so I actually created a belt that went around my spangled, sparkly, bedazzled costume. And there was like a little like container in a cup of the belt, and I put in a pancake mix. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. It's like worse than the Gong Show, Lorraine. This is like worse. Pancake mix batter. I had a little hot plate. I practiced in my hotel room because you have like 60 seconds to make pancakes. And so the Brazilian music comes on and it's like, and I'm not even Brazilian. Like, that's the funny part too, I guess. So I make pancake batter in a container that's on my hip, and I'm like, and I'm samba dancing, and I pour it in the little pot and a thing, and I flip it, and I put some pancake syrup and some butter and a little fruit strawberries on it, and in 60 seconds I made pancakes from my hips. And it was so embarrassing, but you know what? It was a job. But let me tell you about all this shit, being on a talk show, being on reality shows, it's all out there. Like, it will be found. Someone will find this on the internet and send it to me and be like, ha ha ha, that's you. I'm like, yeah, I did it. I probably got paid like, I don't know, like a good day's work, whatever that means. But I samba danced while making pancakes, and Omarosa was like, girl, do you have some fries that come with that shake? She was like flirting with me. It was really super, super awkward. And then they ate the pancakes, and then they saw it. They, meaning like people, producers who watch reality, like these kinds of types of shows, and Rocky, if you watch this, I love you so much. Like, I love you so much, Raquel. Like, I love you so much. Like, I'm talking about her because she was my manager and she booked these like shows, and I'm talking about them being embarrassing, but they're just like so weird. Like, I think about it now and I'm like, oh my God, there's video of me online. There is proof of me like making pancakes with my hips. But another friend of ours was on the David Letterman show, cutting it down to number 7 on the chart here. Number 7. David Letterman, The Late Show. The Late Show with David Letterman, which was on for a bazillion years. And she said, well, can you do it and make a milkshake instead of pancakes? I'm like, of course I can. Same song, same Brazilian music, same costume, same choreography. I go on David Letterman, meet David, do this, boom, boom, boom. And he had a bit on his show, on the Late Show, called Is This Anything? That was the name of the bit. It was called Is This Anything? And I freaking did it. And same, like, except instead of making pancakes and cooking them on a hot plate, the little like cup that was attached to my showgirl costume, my samba costume, had like it was like ice cream. It was like a milkshake. It was like an ice cream milkshake, like float thing. It was like a root beer float or something. And it was really funny because Dave actually, he was always like a germaphobe. And but he wasn't with me. Like, people always talk about Dave Letterman's personal life, like how he had OCD and he was very much a germaphobe. But like, I don't know, like, he was very cool with me. I met him 3 or 4 times and he was like fine with like taking the drink and anyway, I samba danced and I made a milkshake and I poured it, and it was the Is This Anything show part of the David Letterman late night show. Thank you, D Serna. Thank you, D, for the super sticker. So I did that. So it went from like embarrassing making pancakes to embarrassing doing David Letterman. But here's the best part of my experience with, well, not the best part, but here's a funny like story. So so the first time I did David Letterman was like another shtick. And it's like, it's out there in the interweb, it's in the universe. Like, I can't be like, no, I'm too cool. That's not me. Like, it's me. It's embarrassing. Whatever. I did it. I made pancakes on my hips and a milkshake on my hips. But Flambeau was on the show quite a few times doing like fire tricks, my friend Flambeau. And he and I were on Letterman the same day one day. And like, we have been friends since I was like 17, I think. So you can imagine, like, we go way back. He is my brother. Like, he's my brother. He's Scottish. He's freaking hysterical. Like, he's funny, everything. And he had all of these props doing all of these like blowing fire. Like, Flambeau was on like America's Got Talent, all this stuff. Anyway, but we were on Letterman, my second time on Letterman, the same night. And for the Is This Anything shtick. Is this anything? And anyway, I was going to wait around with him until he like packed up, and he didn't have an assistant with him or anything. So we were hanging out and we're cleaning up, and I'm packing up all my costumes, my shtick, and he's packing up his costumes and his props and his fuel and all this stuff. And this is the Ed Sullivan Theater in like Times Square, New York City. The Ed Sullivan Theater, where the Late Show it was. And they close. Like, they closed and forgot we were there. Literally locked the doors, cleaned the hallways, emptied out the other green rooms, locked up shop. It was probably, whatever, Friday or whatever. And everyone left. And Flambeau and I were left in the Ed Sullivan Theater alone. Just him and I. We were freaking dying. We were laughing so much. We're like, what the hell? It's all dark in here. It's all dark in here. We can't find anything. So I'm like, do you ever watch those movies Locked in a Museum or Night at the Museum, or you ever think about fantasies when you're a kid where you're like, oh, what would happen if I got locked in a shopping mall or something? Or what would happen if you were somewhere where the security guards didn't know you were and they left you there overnight? Okay, here's the story of me and Flambeau locked in the Ed Sullivan Theater. And the security guards didn't know. Well, they found out the next day because of the cameras. But so we're in there and we're like, oh my God, it took us so long to pack up all his shit, his costumes, his props, his headpieces, his things, my costumes, everything. And we're like, where is everybody? So we're in there. So we're like, let's go on stage. So we straight up, I'm like, I got to sit in David's chair. David Letterman, I know you're not watching, but if anyone that knows 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 David Letterman, I'm sorry. But we totally did. And we just goofed off and we jumped on stage and we pretended that it was our own show, and he sat in the chair, I sat in the chair, I sat in Dave's chair, and I pretended to be David Letterman, doing the interviews, and we were just joking around. Yes, it was Mannequin, it was Night at the Museum, it was all of that, but it was real. Yeah, so we went crazy. So me and my friend were literally locked in the Ed Sullivan Theater after hours. They didn't know we were still there in the dressing room. We're nobodies, nobody was looking for us. We're not famous, We're these wackadoo crazy variety performers, but we completely took advantage of just being silly kids, and we had so much fun. But we ran around the stage, ran around the green rooms, went in the hallways, went in the snack room. I ate David Letterman's snacks. He doesn't even know. He'll never know. David Letterman, you'll never know, but he drank my milkshake from my hips. So that's that's kind of a funny story, right? But I mean, it happened. Shit like that happened in New York. But yeah, but we did have fun. I remember we didn't have cell phones back then, though. That's the only thing. We didn't have. Or if we did, no, we didn't have cell phones. We couldn't take a picture. He couldn't take a picture of me sitting pretending to be the Late Show with Goodhart. But we just jumped around a little bit. But we behaved. We didn't break anything. We didn't touch anything bad. We didn't do anything bad. We were just oh my God, we're locked in the thing. All right. So let's go. We went to number 7, number 8, number 9, Germany's Next Top Model. Bum, bum, bum. This is another. Hi, Teresa. This is another. This is another reality show I was on. This was so bananas. Okay, look. So this is not that long ago. This was 2013 / it aired in 2014. And Germany's Next Top Model, it's not Tyra Banks. It is Heidi motherfucking Klum. Heidi Klum. Like, Heidi Klum, she's actually only 5'9" or 5'10", but she is a glamazon. I'm like 5'2", 5'3". Heidi Klum can be 7 feet tall to me. Anyway, so I'm in New York. It's 2013. I'm like thinking about maybe leaving New York and going to LA, and it's kind of like transitioning my career of costume design at the time. And they were like, Germany's Next Top Model wants you to be the designer and the featured challenge. And so the theme was wait, let me look at it. I gotta look at it. It's on my phone. It was called Extreme. It was called like Couture Extreme. Where was it? Oh, I was gonna have all these pictures from you. Extreme edition. Bum bum bum. So Germany's Next Top Model 2014. Random, but they saw some of the costumes that I had designed that were like not very, they're not like normal. Yes, I mean Deutschland. So it was super funny. So they were like, we want to do an episode of the show where all the models have to wear something extreme that's really challenging and really difficult. And I was like, I got you. So I designed things that were like hard to walk in. I had one of the models in my 25-pound chandelier headdress with lit candles on, like 25 pounds of like Swarovski crystal. I had a girl in a Marie Antoinette dress, and like she couldn't see to her side. We had capes, we had headpieces. I designed shoes that we made that were like these nuts, like shoes that were like, 14 inches high, still shoes, all this kind of stuff. It was super, super, super fun. And so they hook me up. They're like, okay, we're filming in LA. So all of the girls, all the models from Germany's Next Top Model with Heidi Klum, 2014, their prize from their last challenge was we're going to Hollywood kind of thing. So they all come to LA. And so I go to LA because I was still living in New York at the time. Although I was planning on moving here, and we do this whole thing, but I don't speak German. I should learn German. I speak other languages that I studied, but German is not one of them. And I was like, fake it till you make it. I pretended to understand everything. I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, I did. And I do love Heidi. I love Heidi Klum so much. She's so amazing. She's actually like in real life, I can just say, sorry, the rings. Heidi Klum is actually a sweetheart. She's really, really like an incredible, sweet human being. She's an amazing woman. I love her. Love her to death. Can never say anything about her. But anyway, but I don't speak German, but I pretended. And anyway, so this was like, this wasn't that long ago. I mean, that long ago. We were talking about my whole life in reality TV and talk shows, but Germany's Next Top Model was 2013, aired in 2014. And I was the designer for the models. I was their mentor. like teaching them how to walk a runway and do choreography in these like crazy costumes. And I was also like partially a judge. And there's these pictures of me and Heidi, and I have like turquoise blue hair at the time. I had like bright blue hair. And I look like I look so funny because she's like this much taller than me. And I'm like looking up at her like a mama. I'm like, yes. But it was fun. But a lot of the like, I don't know. I have to, I think I have to do a video about it because I want somebody in the chat here to be able to like translate, because I have the subtitle translation. But yes, Germany's Next Top Model, darling. But it was really fun. I just didn't like. It was like when I did Mission Fashion in Lebanon. It was the same kind of vibe with the producers in Germany's Next Top Model, where these models were young. In Germany, I think some of the models started like 16 or 17 years old. I don't think they were even like all, adults. Whereas America's Next Top Model, they have to be, over 21, I think. But there was some young girls, and they would try to get me to say things like the producers would be like, well, what do you think about so-and-so? Do you think she looks bloated this week? Or like, I think she's gained weight. And I was like, no, she looks amazing. I was too nice. So the producers really kind of started hating me because I wouldn't play into the game of like shaming anyone. And I'm like, because that's not me. I don't do that. I can't talk shit about, like, that's horrible. But reality TV is like that. They want the most trash as possible. They have that camera on you all the time. And they were just like, oh, does she look, what do you think about her skin? And da 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 da. And I'm like, no. I'm a grown ass woman. I am a grown ass woman with a grown ass drink. Grown ass beverage, right? A gab we started with. I am a gab. So the producers hated me because I wouldn't talk trash about the girls in both of those TV shows. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't do that. Like, that is not human. You can't do that. So here is to grown ass beverage. But yeah, I mean, like, the more drama, the good. I just I could never survive on a show like that because I was too nice. So, which leads us to 10. We already went through 1 through 9. We're going to number 10. All right. Thank you, Jess J. She said props to you for that. Well, yeah, it's like, I just couldn't. There was actually a girl who had like a stomach issue in Germany's Next Top Model. And she was like 17 or 18 years old. She actually had like a stomach, like a digestion situation. And she was bloated, but it wasn't what she normally looked like. And I was with them for a week. They're sleeping in all bunks in this one room. And I was in the hotel next door. And I could see that. And they're like, so do you think that, do you think, you could say anything about her not fitting the costume or that's going to be, I'm like, no, not going to say that. Hey, Marcella. Hi, Sunshine. Hello, Sunshine. There are 3 streams going on all at once. Oh my goodness. Who's all streaming all at once? I don't know. I only know what I'm doing right now, but drum roll for number 10. Okay, this is funny. Audrey says, I hate that everyone is live at the same time. I'm missing a lot. Well, I'm consistent. That's all I have to say. I did miss like a week, but I never changed my live stream times. So a lot of people will go, you know, all different times. They'll just like choose a time, and then but I do, since I started YouTube, I've been going at 6 p.m. or 5:30, and then I started to 6 every Saturday. So that's okay. That's okay. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a surprise. But that's okay, because once this is on YouTube, if anyone misses it, you could also watch the replay. But I'm so grateful for the people that are here right now. I'm surprised Steph is live, because it's so late there. But oh my goodness, there you go. I'm going to call Lewis because we were going to raid. I'm going to do my last number 10. And then we were going to raid Lisa Grayson's Grayson Report live stream tonight, because it's Saturday night. So let me call Lewis and see if he picks up. Oh, that'd be so much fun. It would be so much fun if he picks up. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum.
Hello?
Hi, am I still rating Lisa's channel tonight?
Well, no, we're doing Nerd Report right now, and then we're going to Lisa's. Hey girl, are you still on? This is Amy, by the way, guys. She's on. Are you still on?
I'm always on live Saturday at 6.
Okay, let's do this, because I thought you were going to end at 7. If you want to, you could go to Lisa's after if you want. I think she's going to start at 8. Or you could come on mine right now, and we'll talk a little bit about this balloon and stuff like that, or whatever you like. She's laughing at me right now. Did you know Steph was on too? There's like 3 people on.
Yeah, well, I just stick to my schedule, darling.
Okay, what time are you gonna go from? You're gonna go from here to oh my God, Grayson Report. God damn it, long day today.
If you want me to, yeah. If you want me to.
Yeah, whatever.
We're coming to the end of my stream, my regular every Saturday at 6 p.m. Saturday stream that I do every week, Saturday at 6 p.m. that you don't do, that Steph doesn't do.
Well, let's do this. If you are,
we should raid Lisa.
At 8. Well, she said she's starting at 8. Could you stay on till 8?
Hell yeah. I haven't even finished.
This is the plan.
I love you, Lewis.
Love you too. You got it.
I love Lewis so much. I love Lewis so much. I'm like, oh my goodness, everyone's on. I'm like, but what? Who goes on? I love Lewis. I really do. I'm so. I hope you guys could have heard. Could you guys hear him in the microphone? Oh my gosh. I love him. We should send him. Everyone here, we should send like a hashtag to his. So are we going on his channel or are we going on Lisa Grayson? I don't know. That was the plan tonight, was that like Lisa was going to do her first thing. We should send a certain hashtag. All right, guys, let's all come up with it. Let's come up with a hashtag that we can all send Lewis, and he won't know what it means. We should call it Lewis is awesome. You see how I am with him. I absolutely love him. And I know for sure, like, he knew that he was going to be. Yes, Marcella, Amy Saturday night. Yes, Marcella, Amy Saturday night. Okay, everyone, we are all going to go and Amy Saturday night. We're all going to go over to either Lewis's channel or Lisa's channel right now. And everyone here in the closet with me, Amy Saturday night, because I'm consistent. Like, no matter what, through thick and thin, you know, I'm always here on Saturdays at 6 p.m., right? I love you, Wing Zero. I love you. Okay, so we're all going to hashtag Amy Saturday night. I'm just going to finish up a little bit of the stories of we did 1 through 9. I am going to say Legendary season 3 on HBO Max was my number 10. Hashtag Amy Saturday night. No, we're all gonna go over to Lewis and we're all gonna say hashtag Amy Saturday night. We're all gonna say hashtag Amy Saturday night. I'm gonna actually go to his channel. Wait, this is so funny. I love Lewis. He's so funny. I'm trying to leave me. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it on my phone while I'm doing this. I love Lewis so much. He's the best. Hashtag Amy Saturday night. We have to do it. Wait. I don't know if I can do it on my phone while I'm doing it. But you guys, I will wind down the stream because I said I would. The number 10 on my reality TV shows was Just You Know. Lisa Grenman, you can watch it on the replay. Lisa, watch it on the replay. The last reality show was I was the costume designer for Legendary on HBO Max and season 3, and we did a whole like behind the scenes show that was amazing. It was all the performers, all the dancers. We talked about our life. I mean, it was basically like this. It was like an in the closet kind of vibe. And we talked about all of that. And the producers, after the show was edited, they cut it all out. So it was never seen. And I mean, I have photos and like screenshots from it, but it's so crazy that there was a whole reality show filmed at Paramount for HBO Max while we shot Legendary season 3 that I costume designed. But I was with all the performers and stuff, and none of that will ever be seen. But I have to do another episode because I want to have the people that were on Legendary with me, so we can talk to you guys, because it's YouTube. We don't have to worry about Paramount. We don't have to worry about HBO Max. We don't have to worry about like the big producers here, you know, because it's just me. Thank you, Marcella. I love you, Marcella, so much. I love you so much. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's all head over to, should we all head over to Nerd Report? Do you guys know? Should we all go over to Nerd Report? Hashtag Amy Saturday night. Amy Saturday night. Because who am I? I am consistent. I don't care if I was in the hospital. I don't care if I was like, boop, 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 boop. What have I done consistently for 2 months? Amy Saturday night. Amy Saturday night on YouTube. I have done. And I love you guys. And thank you for watching. This is like super chill a live stream. I love being with you so much. I love you. Suki loves you. I was gonna bring her out, but she's actually like sleeping behind me. Suki is sleeping in her crate behind me, and I can actually hear her. Oh my goodness. And Larry is going live. Oh my goodness. Well, let's hashtag Amy Saturday night. Amy Saturday night. Hashtag it to Lewis. And I don't want to wake her up because she's like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. She's literally sleeping behind me. I love my Suki. I wanted to bring her out. All right. So we're going to go over to Lewis's channel. I'll see you guys over at Nerd Report. Everyone leaving here. Hashtag Amy Saturday night. I love you. Let's go.